Yo, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and in case you're going to bed, good night. If you're tucking yourself into bed, I know it's late, guys. I know it's late. What's up? Let me, you guys can hear me, right? Am I talking? Hello? All right, yeah, it's working. Yo, what is up? Angry Pumpkin, Tractician. What's up? Yo, hello Misha. What's up? How's it going tonight? So, there's a hot topic going on right now. Diablo 4. Everybody's playing Diablo 4. The beta's over. And there's a problem, right, with the game. I mean, it's good, but it's not perfect. The beta was fun. The engine is amazing. Listen, Diablo 4, this is my first time watching a YouTube live stream. Oh my god, yo. Well, this is like my third time making a YouTube live stream. So welcome on into YouTube Live. Yeah, Misha, I do stream on YouTube, or not YouTube. You are doing it right, yeah. I do stream on Twitch sometimes, or I used to, by the way. So, I know a lot of you, yo, Jiggerjaw, bro, your thumbnail, what a troll. No, listen, we're remaking it, Jiggerjaw. We're remaking the skill tree with the community. We are. We are going to we're gonna remake the skill tree, and I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why we're remaking the skill tree. Can you guys see this? Can you guys hear me all right? Let's play some tunes. Let's make sure it's not too loud. All right, that's pretty loud. 1 second. Let's turn that down. All right, let's just pause this for a second. Sorry, rookie streamer. Let me pause this. All right, I'm gonna play this clip. We're playing this clip real quick. True, volume is fantastic on our end. Oh, thank God. Yo, Don Mac. This is gonna be good. Yo, guys, this is gonna be good. We're reinventing the Diablo 4 skill tree. And the reason is, I'm gonna show you guys some things that you guys are missing. Diablo Arc 4, yes, Tractician, pretty much. So, this is an interview. It's Quinn and Joe Shelley. This is an interview from BlizzCon, like, I don't know, what, 2001 maybe? And this is the skill tree here that they had. Obviously, it's different, right? The skill tree is different today. But listen very carefully what Joe Shelley says, okay? I'm going to play it right now. So tune in. Hopefully it's loud enough.
So this is the talent and skill trees are both in areas where we want feedback from everybody. In fact, the reason that if you go to the skill tree,
okay, did you hear that?
Certain things. Like, is this it? Is this how the talent trees are going to look on, like, well, it's similar to on release?
So this is the talent and skill trees are both in areas where we want feedback from everybody.
So the talent and skill trees are areas that they want feedback from. So I'm gonna get my feedback, and you guys are gonna help me choose the correct feedback, because listen, Diablo 4, the beta was really fun, right? They have the engine. Diablo 4 has the engine. They have the game. Like, it's good. It's good. It's just missing something. And what it's missing build diversity, for one. Because what? We have four core skills, right? So now, let's just minimize this for now. We're gonna, this is like a Diablo 4 skill tree, right? So I played a Barbarian Hardcore to level 25. Yo, G-Money, what's up, man? Yo, Frankie, dude. So I went 1 into Frenzy. I went 1 here. I unlocked Whirlwind. I clicked Whirlwind. I did this. I put 1 over here. What did I do here? Oh, I got my shouts. I got Rallying Cry. I got Challenging Shout. I think I did that. I went back here. I did some Whirlwind shit. I got my War Cry. I think I did something like this. And then I maxed out Whirlwind. Whirlwind's maxed. I unlock this. What did I get over here? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Oh, we wanted my, so I'm like a shout barbarian, right? So I wanted my shouts to increase by 30%. And I did something else. I think I did, maybe I did this with my shout. And I think I put a point here. And then we unlocked Wrath of the Berserker. And that was my build. So this right here was my Whirlwind build. And, you know, pretty simple. Like, if you guys played the beta, I think the hotbar of the only 4 skills is hella limiting. It is very, like, this is, as a barbarian, this is what I can be, right? I could be a Whirlwind barbarian. I could be a Hammer of the Ancients barbarian. I could be an Upheaval barbarian. Or I could be a Double Swing barbarian. And of course, there's like Thorns build and Bleed builds or whatever. So that's what I get to choose, right? Now, let me show you guys something very interesting. So, let me my face is kind of in a way. So, I'm going to pause for a second. And okay, these are obviously barbarian legendaries, right? So I have a list of barbarian legendaries. What do you guys see? Well, like, I know it's barbarian legendaries, but what do you see here? It's for the whirlwind, right? It's for the whirlwind. They're legendaries, right? They're Diablo 4 legendaries for the whirlwind barb, right? Now, you guys have been tricked. We've all been tricked. And let me listen to this. So, listen. When I'm playing Diablo 4, I'm like, this game's amazing. This game's so much fun. I love this game. And then, like, I heard a different streamer talk about this. And then you're like, you know, you're done playing, and you go and you eat. You're eating your lunch, right? You're hella hungry. You're done playing the game. You're done playing. You take a break. You're eating your lunch, and you're eating your sandwich, dude. You're eating your sandwich, and you're like, man, I think something's wrong with Diablo 4. What's wrong with Diablo 4? I think something's wrong with Diablo 4. And then you get back on, you get done eating your sandwich, you get back on the game, and you're just zooming. And you're like, oh my god, I love this game. And then dinner comes. And you get off Diablo 4 and you're eating your dinner. Let's say we're eating spaghetti now. You're eating your dinner, and you're like, god dang, something's wrong with this game and I can't figure it out. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys what's wrong with the game. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. I love the game. I'm going to be playing it on release, on launch. I love it, but listen, there's something wrong with the game. And I'm gonna tell you, we've all been fooled. So Blizzard is really good at taking components from other games. This is like Michael from The Office. Yeah. The itemization is fucking problem, bro. Yo, G-Money, the itemization is a problem, and I'm going to show you why. But listen, so Blizzard's really good at taking core fundamental things from other games, right? They take these cool concepts from other games, and then they dumb it down, and they use it on their games. We could, for example, Hearthstone, right? They took a lot of things from Magic the Gathering, correct? Dakota Williams, LOL, let's hear it already, LOL. Suspense is killing me. Yo, that's how I get you guys, I get you lurkers to type in chat. So listen, I'm coming. It's coming, listen. Diablo 3 has always been good at taking the good things from other games and bringing it to their games. Until now. Until now, boys and girls, until now. Diablo 4 stole the problem from Diablo 3. This is Diablo 3 in a nutshell. What do we hate about Diablo 3? We hate the skills, we hate the runes, the rune system, but most importantly, we hate the sets. The sets in Diablo 3. We hate the sets. Now, listen to this. Okay, so what do you see here? These are Diablo 4. I almost said Diablo 3. These are Diablo 4 legendaries, right? But we've been lied to. They're fucking Diablo 3 sets. Let me fix this. They're fucking sets. They spray painted them fucking brown and called them legendaries. They're sets! Sorry, I'm kind of yelling. Hopefully your ear's okay. So, this, my friend, like, listen, like, I'm getting so tired of seeing, I have been scammed. Yo, Misha, you've been scammed. Yo, Don Mac triggered. You love D3? Sorry about that, dude. Yo, Chandra, hi, Frank. Is there any difference between slashing versus bludgeoning against monsters like D&D? If not... Legendary strat. Yo, we've all been bamboozled, guys. These are sets. It's a set. Look at this. Whirlwind critical strike chance increased by 12%. For each second is channeled up to 48%. So listen, they're sets. They make your whirlwind build better. Like, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a whirlwind barb. And you don't come online until you find the set pieces. These are all sets. Oh, look at. Now my whirlwind periodically pulls enemies to me. Yay! What else do we got here? Attacking enemies with the basic skill increases the damage of your next core skill. Oh, my whirlwind does 10% more damage now. Yes! So, we don't want to get too troll about it, but these are sets. It's a set. Everyone listen, the game is building your character for you. I leveled as a 25 barbarian, I played whirlwind, and guess what? Every time I found a legendary that said whirlwind, I equipped it, and it made my whirlwind stronger. Like, it's a little different than D3, but these aren't legendaries. These help your core skill become sets. And dude, I could go on and on. I can go on and on. Skills deal up to 50% increased damage based on available primary resource. Oh my gosh, this helped my set. All of these are just helping my whirlwind. So we've all been triggered, dude. It's sets. It's sets. I mean, I know obviously we haven't seen like the official, like there's more legendaries in the game, right? But dude, we can go on and on. It goes on and on and on with like whirlwind. So now we're gonna fix it. I came up with the solution. So basically, we're gonna build a couple of these. I'm gonna have a couple examples for you guys, okay? So right here, let me go back to this. Okay, so let me remove these points. How do I remove these? Oh shit. This is annoying too. Like when you're trying to respec in the game and you don't want to respec fully and you're trying to remove all this shit. So let me respec all this shit. Remove. Okay, we're here, right? This is where we are right now, okay? What in the pyramid scheme is this? Yo, Dale, what's up? A nut has entered the chat. Yo, Dale, what's up? Okay, so listen, this is where we're at, right? We're whirlwind, okay? What level are we? 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's remove these. Okay, we're level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're level 6, okay? We're level 6. Now, this is what this tree currently looks like, okay? Now, let's get out the pyramid scheme. Let's get out the pyramid scheme. Where is it? And if you're just showing up, I just showed you guys that we've been tricked. These aren't legendaries, it's sets. You find the whirlwind uniques, and you put them on your whirlwind barb. And this goes for every character, by the way. So, let's go. Minimize that. Let's go. Let's just say, here we are. We have the 3 points. We have one in the whirlwind. You forgot your calculator. Now, let's just go up. Let's just go up the skill tree for a second, okay? I got some decks here, right here. I got some decks. Here, I'll just do some squares so I can show you guys better. All right, let's just do that. Okay, so we got 1 point into whirlwind. And then we get 1 point in here and 1 point in here. And now we got a point in the dex. And then we got a point in the strength. And this is just an example. I'm sure we can come up with something better than my chicken scratch that I did on lunch break. My lunch break isn't very long. It's like 30 minutes, okay? So, these are just 2 examples to split off. And listen, this isn't hard, right? We all have 4 core skills. I'm going whirlwind, okay? And I'm just going to go up the tree to whirlwind, okay? So, you could go crit-based if you want. Oops, 1 second. You can go crit-based, or you could go bleed, okay? Let's just say we're going crit for now, and we could add more examples into this later. We really can. Let me backtrack that. So now we got another point into strength, and now listen, I'm gonna do a couple examples of this, and you guys are gonna tell me what you like more. Okay, so now we're into strength. Okay, now one problem with Diablo 4 right now is right out the gate, right? You're level 6 and you're saying, I want to go whirlwind, okay? We're whirlwind, okay? Now, What happens when I don't find a Whirlwind Legendary? Well, you're dumb if you don't respec. Like, let's say I find an Upheaval Legendary. What class we talking about? Yo, Dale, this is the Whirlwind Barb. Let's say you find a Legendary for Upheaval or Double Swing. And you're level 9 or 10, okay? So, do I continue Whirlwind? Well, I can, but this Legendary that I just found gives me 100% more damage if I go Upheaval. So you respec an Upheaval. Now this system has already the cores for Whirlwind here. Okay? At level 8, I could put this can automatically go in, or you could put a point into it. So at level 8, I unlock this node. Each point of fury you generate while at maximum fury grants you core skill 6% to 180% Barbarian. Okay? At level 10, I unlock this one. And at 14 and at 20 and at 25, and you know, this could be like as complicated as you want. This is pretty easy. You just click which core skill you want, okay? You just click it. You just put a point into it. And these up here obviously are legendary powers that we haven't seen yet, okay? So this is, damn dude, you put in the work of this video. Yo, we're trying, okay? So let's just say these, and listen, the values of this could be just the minimum. It could be the minimum, and as you level, it could go up and up and up. But let me show you guys something different now. Let's see a different build with it's the same concept, but a little different, okay? Because Diablo 4 has a problem. Let me screenshot this. Wait, 1 second. This is example number 2, okay? We're doing example number 2 now. And you guys are going to help me. You guys see that? Okay. So what is this? This is the same Whirlwind skill tree, okay? Now, watch this. I'm about to blow your minds. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. What am I doing? How do I turn this white? Okay. So, let's not get too complicated about it. Let's just say this breaks off Whirlwind, and let's just do this. Oops, 1 second. Let's just do 2 more lines, and let's just do a square here, a square here, and a square here. Now listen, listen. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, and we're about to blow some minds because I blew my own mind. Dumb Blizzard down on last epoch skill tree, same, but Blizzard cannot implement same things, so just add it to items. Correct. But listen, the legendary powers they put on items, they just don't belong on items. They're making the system way too complicated when they could just do this. So let's say this. We have 3 right here, right? Now, watch this. What? Oh, not that. Watch this. Okay, so what does Diablo 4 have a problem with? Well, one thing, sorry, I have a bunch of tabs open. One thing Diablo 4 has a problem with is, let's say I get a weapon, and it's level 15, right? It's a level 15 rare weapon, right? And I'm slaying the demons with that damn weapon. And I get a legendary power. And I put that legendary power on my weapon, and I turn it into a unique, and I can't break it down anymore because I already broke it down once, okay? Now, let's just say that legendary power, 1 second, let me get it. Let's say that legendary power is this one. Let's copy this. Oops. All right, let's say this is the legendary power I have on my weapon. Sorry, this is gonna get a little complicated. Not really, just bear with me, please. I'm gonna get to the point, I promise. So let's just say, sorry, ignore the green crap in there, okay? Let's just say I find a rare weapon and I break down a legendary and I put it on this. So now I have a level 15 rare two-handed sword, okay? Now, when I'm level 20, I'm finding upgrades for my rare weapon, correct? I'm finding upgrades for my rare weapon. Now, I can't break this down anymore and put it on my level 20 sword that has more damage because I've already broken it down once. Now watch this. I'm about to blow your guys' mind with the skill tree. Let's say I went to the Codex of Power and I broke down this skill. Oops, let me do a square. I broke down this skill right here into the Codex of Power. And what do you get when you do that? You get one of these. You get this. And normally you put these on weapons. But what if I could put it in my skill tree? Wow. You guys think Diablo 4 thought about this? I don't know. What if I could put that in my skill tree? Now, yo, Andrew James, what's up? Now, every time I get an upgraded weapon that does more damage, I still have the legendary power in my skill tree. I can only break it down once. Is that, there we go. I can only, oh, let's zoom out a little bit. Sorry, guys, that's really, there we go. Now you guys can see it a little better, right? So now it's just in my skill tree, right? Now, let's say I find another legendary item. 1 second. I find another legendary item. I'm pulling it here. Boom. Whirlwind periodically pulls enemies to me. And I break that legendary down and I don't want to use it. And I post it, or I paste it right there. Wow. Now I can upgrade my items over and over again without breaking down these damn legendaries. They just stay in the tree. And obviously you can pull these out when you want. And then I got another one. Holy shit, what's happening? Let me pull a new legendary power from the Whirlwind skill tree. Boom. Now, like, this is simple. This isn't hard. This is not hard, right? This is like easy mode shit. Like, we just, like, instead of like breaking down legendaries, putting them on your swords, breaking down legendaries, putting them on your swords, you can only do that once. I guess they could allow you to re-break it 100 times, but this solves the issue. You can, like, listen, when I was leveling in the beta, I didn't start gambling my obbles. Are they called obbles, right? With the blood shard. This is actually very hard, Frankie. It is what you're describing as the Codex of Power system. Yes, Barricade. Yo, I am describing the Codex of Power system. But instead of putting them on weapons, we're putting the Codex of Power in the skill tree. And the reason behind that is when I'm level 10 and I use a Codex of Power on a weapon, I break that legendary down, I put it into a different, I put it into the new weapon, but when I'm level 25 or 30 or 45 or 50, I want to upgrade my weapons. This keeps the Codex of Power with you the whole time, but you're able to use your rare weapons. Codex of Power doesn't break an item down. You always have the ability. I thought when you find an upgrade, maybe I'm wrong, Barricade. I thought when you find an upgrade, you can only break that down once. You can't break down the same legendary power multiple times and keep upgrading the same rare weapon, correct? Or are you talking about, like, when you do a dungeon, you get the base level? I understand that. But this, I just think a lot of these abilities that are on, welcome, Barricade, by the way, that are on, like, your weapons, shouldn't they just be in the skill tree? Why do they have to be on your weapons? You don't have to bust down the system 100%. You are correct, but there are two different types of legendary applications, and you here are creating a new system, which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, I think there's a lot of abilities. If you're just showing up, Barricade, welcome, by the way. I don't know if you missed my intro. I think there's a lot of abilities, especially for for every character, on Whirlwind classes that they just should be in the skill tree. Make it it's not even that more complicated. You missed the first example I gave, Barricade. That was the second example. But I think there's a better system out there. I really do. I think it will bring more build diversity if you were able to break down, and it doesn't have to be everything, right? Like, let's say jewelry. Let's say we use the Codex of Power on jewelry and armor, and it stays the same. It stays the same. That's fine. But with weapons, I mean, listen, there's plenty of examples we can give, but maybe with weapons, you implement it into the skill tree. So right now, this is what we have, and all I'm saying is give us a little more selection. So what you're saying is you can find these legendary affixes and plug them into your skill tree. Yo, G-Money, I'm saying you find the legendary item, or you could break it down and put it into your skill tree, or you could, it's just a better variety, I think. I feel like, or, you know, if we could find, like that's a good example, G-Money, if we could just find the aspects right away. This is actually, I missed a couple comments. Path of Exile has placed jewels in the passive tree. Yeah, exactly. I'm a PoE gamer. I play a lot of PoE. And I know, let me go back to this example. I know that system, like with the jewel slots, but this is pretty much the same system, but when you break down the legendary, you get that aspect and you just plug it into the slot. I like this idea, or just adding the powers to the skill when you find them, added to the tree, then focus the game around rares and magic items. Yeah, dude, like the legendary power just stays with you, and obviously you upgrade it in time, right? Like you find the same role. Like, for example, let's zoom up here. Oops, my bad. Let's just say okay, can you guys see that? Whirlwind critical strike chances increased by 20%. So I have that aspect of power in here, and you find higher rolls, and you just switch them out, and you delete them. Why would you switch the PoE to D4? It's the same. From PoE to D4? Why would you switch from PoE to D4? People don't want another PoE. That's the problem. Listen, I'll show you an example of PoE. Let me give me something real quick, guys. 1 second. Let me find it. I knew someone was gonna say that. Yo, this is half the PoE skill tree. This is half of the PoE skill tree. I don't know what build this is. I didn't look, but I just Googled the image. Look at this massive, like, listen, I think the PoE skill tree, I have probably 4,700 hours in PoE, and it's still so confusing. I follow guides, and it's just so much easier. I could probably do my own. I'm just lazy, and I just find a guide on like the PoE, the Pathfinder build. But so Barricade, I wanted to show you something real quick. If you're still here, the reason why I highlighted these items is because we've all been fooled. This is Diablo 3. This is Diablo 3 itemization. There's no build diversity here at all. Let's just say I'm a Whirlwind Barb, and like I highlighted this because obviously these are legendaries, but they're not. They're sets. It's a Diablo 3 set. I'm a Whirlwind Barb. I find the legendary that says Whirlwind, and I equip it. And every time I equip more and more Whirlwind uniques, my Whirlwind gets better. They just spray painted it brown. You think it's a legendary. It's basically D3 itemization. Like, listen, I love Diablo 4. Don't get me wrong. The engine is so good. The combat is so good. Like, man, when I'm playing Diablo 4, I'm like, oh my gosh, this game is so cool, man. And then I go to lunch, Barricade, I start eating my sandwich, and I think about it, and I'm like, man, Diablo 4 has some problems. And then I get back on Diablo 4, and I start smashing monsters, and I'm like, this game is amazing. And then you get off, and now that the beta is done, I don't know. I feel like something's missing. Something is missing. I feel like the game is playing for you. You play as a barbarian. Like, let's say I'm level 10, okay? I want to play Whirlwind. I spec in a Whirlwind. A legendary drops for upheaval. And it's gonna make my damage way stronger. It's like, dang it. I want to play a Whirlwind Barb, but I found this legendary for upheaval. Now I gotta be an upheaval Barb. I don't have to be, but I'm losing out on a ton of damage if I do, right? Right? And the same with like upgrading, like breaking down items. Like the Codex's power is fine. We can leave that in the game. It's not a bad concept at all. But when it comes to this skill tree, it's missing something. It's missing something. And look, we can go as far... Here, let's do it again. Let's just do it again. We can build this forever. Let's bring this up. Okay, we have this here. And let's... Oh, my headset died. Dang it. 1 second. Let me turn this back on. Let me play some tunes for you guys while you guys argue in chat. Second. My headset's dead. I can't hear myself anymore. Is that too loud? Let me turn it down. Let me calm down a little bit. All right. Let's bring this down a little bit. So we have a Whirlwind Barb here, right? We have this. And let's just go and let's screenshot this. Here. Copy. Boom. Oh, wait. Dang it. Okay. You see what okay, so this is what we have now. This is just the basic skill tree. Yo, Frankie, calm the fuck down, my guy. Yo, G-Money, sorry, dude. Yo, I'm back, bro. Sorry, this just gets me hyped up. That's the problem, dude. I want Diablo 4 to be so good. I know it could be good. Listen, there's time, dude. There's time to switch this shit up, right? So listen. This is all I'm saying. Let's just say there's a... Oops. Let me make a line. Let's go to white. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm off. Give him a season or two. Yo, yes. We are going to give him a season or two. I think this game can really be a 10 out of 10 game in a season or two. But let's just say this breaks off here. We don't even have to get too complicated, boys. And let's just say, just like that, okay? And let's just say there's one right here. Let's just do a line here. And listen, this isn't hard at all. They could add this in. This is all I'm asking for. Now, let's go to our other example. Let's pull this to the side. I'm going to screenshot something from there. Oh no, what happened? Let me zoom out here. Now, copy this, bring this down. Now, this is the skill tree how it sits right now, right? We added just a slot to put our aspect of powers in here. And it stays with us. This is just two. We could go on and on. We could make this as complicated as we want, really. But this isn't hard. We could allow this only for jewelry. Let's say this is only for jewelry slots. Let me bring up my legendaries real quick. All right. Here we go. let's just say instead of putting that on my amulet, this just stays with me until I change it. This is just 2 spots. So our skills deal up to 50% increased damage based on your available primary resource. Okay, this is from the amulet, correct? This is from the amulet. And now let's go back to this screen. And let's just say I want my shouts to generate 4 fury per second. And instead of having it on my ring, it's now in my skill tree. You can make this cost points if you want. This could cost points, or you just get it. And you know, we can make this as complicated as you want to, really. It's the Codex of Power, but instead of on items, it's in the skill tree. Because listen, I like the Codex of Power. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But it's just missing something. It's missing something. Paragon Tree looks tragic too. Yo, Matthew, I haven't seen the Paragon Tree yet, but you know, it'll be interesting for sure. D4 need new DLC like Reaper of Souls, or even fix the basic systems. Yes. Like, listen, what do we hate about Diablo 3? We hate that the game requires you to wear a set to make your skill do well. So you get a set that helps your whirlwind in Diablo 3, which is right here. We get the set. Oh my gosh. What if reaching level 50 in Diablo 4 was as long as reaching level 99 in D2? But you can do the entire content of the game from level 35. Yo, don't get me... Can I call you real quick? Oh, you want to call me, Barricade? Yeah, we can... Did I miss some of your... We can talk to Barricade on Discord. Yeah, Barricade, let's go, dude. Me and you. Yeah, call me up. Hopefully they can hear you on stream. I don't know if my settings are correct or not. But if you call me, I will answer it. Yes, but it's not necessary. No. And listen to this. So, like, I know that, like, a lot of people, like, listen. There's a lot of, like, calling now, okay? There's a lot of PoE gamers that are, there's so many PoE, like, listen, I'm not trying to make this game like PoE. Here, let's answer Barricade real quick. Join call. Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Yo, let me pause the music real quick and turn you up 1 second.
Yeah, do your thing, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, keep talking real quick.
Okay, first of all, love your stuff. The problem we're going to have, you and I, is that we're both too hype. Okay, so we got to figure out a way to not be too hype. We're going to love the game too much. But
Okay.
First of all, you're great. Just yeah. So a couple things, yeah. Okay. So if you add, this is just a couple things, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna go. I made some notes as you're talking because you're doing real nice stuff. So if you add legendaries to the skill tree,
Right.
that's kind of like Kanai's cube in D3, right? You find a legendary, you put it in a box slot, and you get it forever. That's kind of the exact same thing.
I get
You're
that,
just
yeah.
putting it on a right. Okay. So
Yeah,
nothing
in
wrong with that.
D3
It
you're
works.
only allowed 3, correct? Yeah, you're only allowed 3.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's say in your design you get 5. Awesome. It's called variation. Love it. Not a bad thing. Okay. But here, I have another point here. Why apply Legos? Because so if we have the option to constantly change our gear, like let's say you find a cool mace at level 40, right? And
Right.
at level 80 you find this like twice as good mace, but you already used your legendary ability. What do we have to do? We have to get together, kill demons, and then find that next legendary item to make that mace effect good again, right? Because you lost it. You destroyed the item to put that legendary ability on your mace, right?
Okay.
So I think the chase for players in D4 is we have to keep grinding to get that next thing. We got to try and look for that legendary because you can't trade it. So that's how they keep us on the hook, right?
I understand. Yeah, I get that.
Okay. So that's the play loop, because in D3, once you find it, if we do it this way, you got it forever. So your longevity is kind of in jeopardy because, hey, you've already got it. Frankie doesn't have to go get that ability. He already got it. So that could be a decision tree there.
Well, listen to
Codex
this though.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. Hit me.
No, okay, so listen. So, you see the screen, right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so right now, this is the aspect of power that I have here, and it gives my shout skills, it generate 4 fury per second, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is the base, like this is like what, level 25 maybe?
Sure.
Imprinted. So
Sure.
this doesn't increase per level. You still have to find that legendary power. Because I don't know, I really don't know how high this goes. I'm sure it goes a lot higher than 4, depending on what level it drops at, right?
I'm thinking that goes to 4.
Okay, so let's go. If that caps at 4, even at max level, I'm not sure because I haven't been in the end game. But
Same.
let's say this this skill here, 50% increased damage based on your available primary resource when cast, receiving the maximum benefit while you have full primary resource. So right now, I think this was a legendary power that I pulled from a level 25 item. Okay.
Okay.
So it rolls 36 to 51%.
Yep.
Obviously, if I'm level 40, it's gonna give me a higher roll, correct?
Maybe not.
Oh, I think it
maybe
does
not.
though. I think it has to, because even with like whirlwinds creating dust devils, like I found that legendary multiple times, like depending like on my grind. So like when I was like level 10, I found it did like 12 damage, and then by the time I got to level 25, it was like 98 damage to dust devils.
So you found a bigger range on a legendary base based off your level, and you found the same one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
it wasn't
go
for
ahead.
like
Go ahead.
every legendary, but like I don't know. They didn't invite me to the end game. But
Same. But I'll say this: if there is a range, right?
right.
That's the chase. But to your point too, or sort of where we're going with this, when you mentioned, and this dude, I love it. When you mentioned sets, right?
Right.
That's sets that you built in a beta because the cap was 25 and that was the best options you had. What's true is that's not all that we know. There's going to be other legendaries that we have access to. There's going to be unique powers that we don't even know about yet.
Right.
So the decisions you and I are making, going like, you know what, this is the best the Barb's got. It's actually like in a vacuum, sure. But when you look at it like 100, maybe that's not the case because our pissant builds only do 30% of total possible damage because there's a library of items that we don't even know about that could actually give us that true 100% output for the class.
Oh, correct. I'm
Right?
sure there's so many legendaries that we have not seen, and like the beta only showed us a few.
And so we have these things like data mined options, things like that, like the chat's talking about. But maybe that's data mined of the current build. We don't know what the final build is yet. So like if you wanted to prevent access to data, you could release certain builds, right? So they don't have all the gear inside. So we don't even know that yet, right? We're assuming.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
we are just assuming.
we're just assuming, right? So I think so. Anyway, a couple points there. What else do I have? There's one more. Right. Yeah. So Codex of Power is basically what you have, right? I'm not sure if you know. Okay. So you know Codex?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know Codex, and the Codex is there just to improve basic gameplay, because this is another point, right? And also, you're killing it, but I love it. We're mostly going to have rare items, right? Because it was what 33% or 3x. We're only going to have 33% of the gear going into the actual retail game.
Oh yeah, it was 3 legendary drops were like 3x, yeah.
Right. So the builds we're making, we're not going to have, because we're not going to find these items until we stagger it across certain levels. And we might find another legendary that's even better or just totally different than what we had, because we've never seen this before. Nobody experimented with that before, right?
Right.
So I see what you're saying about sets and stuff, because we're trying to like bubble boy builds and whirlwind based.
But yeah, but like for example, the level 25 barb, like, you know, I played a 25 hardcore barb, and listen, it was fun. It was so much fun. I played it on hardcore, and it wasn't fun because it was powerful. It was fun because the game felt challenging to me, and I almost died like on almost every boss. And I finally came online. You know, obviously you're 25. What else are you going to do? You're going to go out and you're going to farm legendaries. And I finally came online when I started getting, like, you know, every time I found a legendary, I was like, oh, this is going to increase my crit with whirlwind. If I use this, I'm going to put that on. And obviously once I geared out my, you know, I twinked my 25 character. Obviously when the official game launches, we're not going to have that option. We're just going to zoom like right away. Like no one's going to sit in the first zone for until level 25, or I don't believe so. But you know what I'm saying with the set thing. Like I just feel like
it wouldn't be to your advantage to do that, because you have the rest of the world, right? So we don't even know what kind of swing speed are on certain swords, if that changes. We don't have any of that information, right?
Correct,
so Act 1 could be very much like, yeah, you got a dagger and a sword, but there could be like an Atigan or something when you go to like Hawazar. Who the hell knows, right? So if someone's sitting in, if someone's going to be a twink in the Fractured Peaks, I wouldn't want to meet that guy. But I guarantee he won't be doing PvP
he's gonna
because
mess
there's
some
no
people
PvP
up.
zone.
He's gonna
No,
be
he won't,
messing
'cause
some
there's-
people up. He's gonna be camping that level 25 PvP zone.
yeah. Sure is. Sure is. Big trouble, right? Big. Don't go there. There's one guy there that's
Right.
nasty. Yeah. So yeah. I guess that was my point. Like,
No,
you're not wrong. It's a different implementation. I
Yeah,
think
it's
what
just
you're doing
different.
here. Yeah, it's just different.
And like you would
feels
upgrade just like when you upgrade your legendaries, like you're talking about the grind, you're looking for the better roll, you just continue to grind. Like instead of just putting them on the new rare weapon, you would just sub out this imprint and put in a stronger one, if that makes sense.
Let me ask you this in terms of like getting your money's worth for the game, right? Getting your experience with the new Diablo. Let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd get more hours logged? It's kind of a trap question, but more hours logged because you have to constantly break your old legendary for a new one? Or would you prefer having the ability once and call it a day? What do you think?
I mean, obviously you'd get more hours logged, like if you keep breaking down legendaries.
Right. So Right. And so I think that's going to be the way it goes. And I don't ever see that changing because that's how they keep us on the hook, right?
Right.
I don't know that it's a bad experience either because I always say that I always talk about player friction, right? Like the choice you have to make. Do you want to upgrade that item to a rare because it has like double the damage, or do you enjoy the benefit of that gameplay that legendary gives you?
I enjoy the benefit. Because once you get the benefit, you just come online. Your build finally, like, it's okay, but like you like, especially since like the monster scaling scales with you, like if you don't find the items, you feel like you're getting weaker while you level, correct?
You are getting weaker as you level, yeah.
Yeah, but then if you find the item and your build finally works, you're like, oh, I can kill shit again.
But in your case, and I'm not trying to argue, I'm just saying like the logic. So like if you never change out that item, let's say it's a sword, right? And you applied, what is that? Skills deal up to 50%. So you got this sword that does that bottom legendary there. Okay, cool, you love it. But you're not going to give up that ability until you find something really, really good, right? But what happens if you do find that rare that's really, really good? Are you willing to give up that item? Maybe you do because you have to hit harder because that legendary ability, while it's nice, it's holding you back from actually just doing more damage.
Oh, no.
So that's a choice.
I agree with you. Yes, that is a choice.
Right.
Obviously, like, let's say you're level 20 and you're using the same two-handed weapon with your imprinted ability that you love so much. And then now you're level 30 and you have to make a choice like, do I get rid of this legendary power? I can't break it down anymore because I already have. And I use this rare two-handed that gives me 100 more damage.
And then here's the one that gives you a lot of friction, right? You break down, let's say make the hard choice. You finally find that rare weapon, you use it, and then you suddenly hit a legendary. You're like, oh, that's the same one. Cool. And then you break down that legendary weapon and then you apply it to your sword. And the next drop, you hit that unique. Oh, and it replaces your weapon. How pissed are you?
Oh,
now you found a rare sword, you applied legendary to it, and now you suddenly find a unique that's better. You're like, oh, it's like that moment you're never gonna forget because you got gibbed. But it's kind of interesting because
so you're saying you like that playstyle more than just having it in your skill tree until you replace it?
Yeah, actually, I don't know yet. I haven't done that for thousands of hours. But D3, like when we got Kanai's cube and we started adding abilities, we started what that was is once it's like a hunt and peck, right? It's like a hunt and peck, like whack-a-mole. Okay, I got all these legendaries that I need. Now what? Now what does the gameplay offer me? Well, I already do Hell Tides. I'm already doing dungeons. Meh, I don't really need any more gear. That second that meh feeling hits in, it gets a little bit dry for me. So it's okay. I don't mind the idea that I could work my way up to the pinnacle that I could be. And then suddenly there's this other option that I didn't even know existed. And it just changes everything in a positive way. But I think I like that choice more than just XYZ, ABC, got those and I'm good. You know what I mean? I think I prefer that.
Let's say this. Like, let's just, this is just an example, obviously, that I was giving. Let's say,
of course.
Like, obviously, like, you see that I socketed, like, the Codex of Power basically into the skill tree, correct?
Yes.
What if this, like, first off, let me say, like, what do you think of the skill tree? It's pretty easy to follow, right? It's not that hard.
Depends on the class.
Okay. So, but you pick a basic skill, you pick a core skill, you play with it. If you don't like it, you switch, and then you find a legendary. if your legendary is like upheaval, like I know I did that once or twice. I'd find a legendary and I'd just respect my whole character, just so I was stronger. So if I'm not looking for a PoE skill tree, because let's be honest, the PoE skill tree is insane.
I actually love it, but yeah, I know it's hard to get to.
Yeah, like I mean, I have like 3,700 hours to 4,700 hours logged on PoE.
2K plus here. Yep.
Okay, I've been playing since season 2. I stopped playing during the Harvest League when you had to like plant the seeds and water your plants and give it electricity. I don't know if you played that league.
I loved that league the most. A lot of people hate it. That's
my gosh, that's what made me stop playing the game.
That league taught me how to craft, but continue.
Okay.
Sure.
But let's just say, remove the aspects of power. I feel like there's some legendaries in the game. Obviously, it's like an item on an item, right? It's like 2 items, really. Because you get the special ability. I feel like it's an item on an item. What if some of, like, we could just say weapons, we could just say jewelry. What if those legendary powers were on the skill tree and you just need to get to get to that point to put a point into it?
So that kind of exists in the game too, but we don't really know about it. And so
you're
what
talking about like with the Paragon system later.
Yes.
Okay. But
so
you don't know for sure, or you've heard things.
Well, no, like if you like you have it. If you open up that website and you scroll to the top of the site, looking at a barb tree, you'll see there's a legendary sigil or legendary power that exists as you navigate the board. So you get that, like you just get that. So if you scroll up, all the way up here, up, no, even more, all the way up, like
all the
north,
way up, all the way
up, more, even more. Pull that page up,
all the way up.
There you go. Do you see that right there in the middle? That orange one?
I don't see anything.
That orange square?
No,
you had it. Oh, I'm lagged out.
Oh, you're lagging.
Latency. Yeah.
We're back.
Stream delay.
This right here, is this what I'm looking at?
Yeah, so Decimator, right? Lucky hit with a 2-handed slashing weapon gives you blah. Okay. But then do you see above that where it says GS? It's a red square. Glyph socket.
I see that, yeah.
Okay, glyph socket is where you get to choose what you want to put inside your tree for your ability. It's you adding in something. I don't know what that something is. I've only seen screenshots, so I'm not really...
So would this be like an aspect of power?
Yeah.
So it's in the game, you just get it later.
Which is why it's what we're talking about. It's a bit uninformed because no one's doing this yet, right? We don't fully know. And so your choice for a whirlwind guy, you might be, pardon the language, I'll keep it as clean as, you might be, the cat's meow, but the difference between Frankie's build and Barricade's build is Frankie goes more on like energy or fury recovery, where Barricade goes bleed on whirlwind. It's just a choice we make. And so that's what's differentiating us. And one of us is going to have a better output sometimes, because you might have a legendary that coincides with max fury generation, does more damage, and I might go with like, while you're bleeding, you take, XYZ. So
right.
Delicious.
No, that makes sense. I haven't really dug into this up here yet. But that does make a lot of sense.
If that tree's legit, what I ended up doing is I built out a level 100 Barbarian with 15 Renown, and I tried to figure out whatever legendaries I could through my Codex of Power that had nothing to do with the legendaries we find in the world, right? So I was trying to find out, what does a basic gameplay look like? And it's not even close to 25, which is fine. Like, we all have the good conversation about what'd your guy look like, and I want to know too, like, what were your builds like? But it pales in comparison to what could be. And the joke is, right, who cares what the build is? We don't even know what the content is that we're going up against. Because I don't know about you, but there are some bosses where I switch my build around. Like for a Shava on my rogue, I was like, okay, well, I think Shadow Imbuement's probably the play instead of going Concealment. Concealment's good for dungeons. Shadow Imbuement's good for the boss. So all these choices really matter how we're going to approach the content. But that's just me talking. Like,
right.
You let rip. What do you think?
No, I understand what you're saying, and obviously, like, late game is really gonna listen. I love the game. I think the engine is really clean. The combat's amazing. There's something about it. Just when now that the beta's over, I just I feel like the itemization. For some reason, I feel like every class endgame, I feel like there's only obviously 4 to 5 build options maybe. But I think it'd be so much better, like, if you're a sorcerer, right? And what are you? You're fire, you're cold, you're lightning. I feel like there's just gonna be that build that just every sorcerer is gonna play the fire build because it's the best build.
They can't though. They can't. Because that sorceress doesn't always hit that legendary because it doesn't always drop. There's
Well,
a lot
right,
of necros
but
that couldn't do blood mist, but they want. Go ahead.
but like that is true. Like obviously, while you're going to the end game grind, you're going to be playing different builds based off the legendary powers that you find. But there's always going to be that chase, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to find that legendary so I could be fire because everybody's playing fire. It's so strong. I saw all the streamers use it, and I feel like that's going to be I feel like that's going to be like with every class, but I could be wrong.
You could be right. You could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, like in
It's
a
just like what Matthew
situation,
just said in the chat. He goes, Blizzor, Camerden, blah blah blah. Like,
so let me ask you though. Like, let me ask you that.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you want to be the Hammerden, right?
Yeah.
But you could never find for the Hammerden. You could never find Enigma. That's a
right.
whole different gameplay
and let's
style
be honest,
between-
like that shit's pretty hard to find.
Well, shit, like without without outside help, not everybody's teleporting around looking real nice, right? But
Yeah.
pardon the language there. But yeah. So like, I guess the question is like, what do you do as a Blizzard sorceress when you don't have Telrasha items because you couldn't find them? Or what do you do as a Hammerden when you can't get Enigma? You have to charge. What happens is the gameplay changes. So maybe you go foe, which could be, to Matthew's point, it's a good point. Maybe everybody goes foe instead because it's the safer route. But what happens if you're trying to go foe and you never make spirit because you couldn't hit that rare or you couldn't hit that? Like, that's the choices, and that's what's going to happen when we play, right?
Right. No,
Yeah,
no,
you gotta-
that makes a lot
he's got
of
a great
sense.
point.
Like
We have to make. Oh, go ahead.
For season 2, like obviously I play every season. I play Project Diablo 2 every season. I play D2R every season. And on season 2, like day 2, I found a jaw rune, like going down to the tower and farming terror keys. And my RNG was insane for season 2. But season 3, it's just doo-doo. It's so bad. It's just horrible.
So I assume that affected the way you approach the game because you're not able to hit, so you have to make other choices, right?
Correct, yeah.
So when I see Frankie Fresh and he's clapping on this new barb that's just whirlwind build because he's got RNG gods are in his pocket and you got the best gear. I'm like, okay, I want what Frank's got, but I can't ever get it, and I know that because I don't have the time to play. I'm not hitting the legendaries. Cow dropped through my roof and I'm screwed. Like, I just can't do it. So then I have to play a different build. But I'm also doing good damage. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm not that thing that I wanted. I bet you that happens a lot because seasons are restricted to 4 months or whatever, right? So I bet you it's going to be that way for a lot of people. It's like that is a really cool build. I want to get there, but I don't have the gear. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it makes a lot of sense. No, you make a good argument and a good point. I obviously don't know like what the better system is. I feel like none of us do. I mean, maybe Blizzard knows. Maybe they've been. I'm sure. Maybe they've been down this rabbit hole already, and they're just like, no, this isn't the way. Let's simplify down the skill tree. Let's add the Paragon boards, and it really turns on late game. And I could be wrong, like, because from what I see right now, I just see like, I'm Whirlwind. I find the Whirlwind legendaries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put those on, and I'm gonna be the Whirlwind barb. And to me, I just don't feel like that's like I feel like the game gave me that build. I don't feel like it's my build.
Let me like change the paradigm in your mind, right?
Yeah.
You start off saying, I'm the Whirlwind barb. These are my Whirlwind legendaries.
Right.
You're not the Whirlwind barb because you got a Rend legendary. Now what do you do?
I mean, yes, I would respec into Rend.
So now you're Rend, right? And you're like, okay, then you find one Whirlwind legendary. Now you have one of each. Now you got to choose which way you want to go. What we have here is this false belief that it's going to be similar. It's not even going to be close because you and I are going to be torpedoing through the quest of the main story, trying to navigate through the content, enjoying it. But that doesn't always coincide with what we want legendary application wise. The only thing me and you are going to get is a little taste of that Codex of Power. So we get a little chance to play a little bit. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think I'm going to be enjoying it because I'm going to be zooming, dude.
I'm
going to be zooming. I'm going to ignore all the side quests. I'm just going to zoom. I'm going to get to the very end, and I'm going to, I'm going to be camping them PvP zones, and I'm going to be slaying all the low levels coming through. And then maybe I'll be enjoying the game after that. But yeah, no. You're right.
I guess no. Maybe I'm wrong. Right? But maybe I'm wrong. So like, let's assume that I am, and you have all the builds. Then yeah, you could choose to be anything you want, which is kind of nice. That gives you player agency. You can choose to play any way you want. But I bet you that the gear is going to be so restrictive, and it's going to be tricky to find that people may not get to play the builds they want that somebody else is playing because RNG is in the way. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So you like that more than, like, let's just say the legendary powers were on the skill tree and you could play what you want. Like, obviously, like, let's just say if you're watching my
Yeah,
screen
you
right
know
now.
why? Yeah, you know why I like it more? Because it's not just given to me. Like, I'm not just saying that yours is, but I don't want it just given to me. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I don't just want the ability to go, okay, I got the legendary, I'm done. It's like, nah, man. Like, I actually think that I want to try. This is what it is, right? This is what it is. So I'm willing to give it a shot, hit max level, play that for a couple months, and then I'll have an opinion of the game. But until then, I don't know that it's bad. I don't know that it's bad, right?
Right, right.
Can you imagine a world? Can you imagine hitting a unique, like let's say Grief was in the game as a unique, and Grief said like, yeah, now you ignore monster defense. It's like, well, holy smokes, that's crazy. That's actually really nuts. Or like you'll always overpower. It's like, Jesus, what kind of build could take advantage of that? Who knows? That right there just like perks you right up. Who knows?
Right. No,
I think if you bind the legendary ability to the player's tree just because they got there, and you didn't say this part, but if you did that, it makes it a little bit too easy for me. I want to grind for it. Now that's too bad for the person that doesn't get to play a lot, truthfully. But
it is, because, like, let's say you finally find it, like you're level 30, you find the power, right? And you put it
yeah,
on your
yeah.
gear, you're all excited, but now you're level 50 and you just can't find it anymore.
Now what do you do?
Yeah, I guess you just respec into a different build if you find like a new legendary power that's like out levels you by 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's, I mean,
Which
and if you don't do that, I feel like you're gimping your damage in the long run, the long
yeah,
haul.
yeah, and you are.
No, I understand. So you like that more.
I like the consequences and the benefits being on itemization more than player build, because everybody can build the exact. As we all level up, we all have access to the same points, which leads us to the same finish line, right? Everybody does an upheaval of 500,000. Okay, that's guaranteed. As long as you have a weapon at DPS, let's say 200, you're all hitting for 500,000 as a barb. Okay, but if you had that legendary whirlwind ability, you hit for like 125k per spin. Now that's choice. I'd rather have the gear dictate what I can do than what the build suggests for me. That's just what I feel like, because I think the the build dictating it is D3 and the gear is like D2. Because like in D2 on a Hammerden, right? Matt's got a good point, right? I need to have that Enigma. I got to have the Shaco. I got to have, or whatever, right? A Tiara plus 2 skills, 20 FCR. Like I got to hit those marks.
Right, you got to
So
hit
I
that
like
CR
it when
breakpoints.
I like it when it's on the gear instead of the build, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I understand. And there's someone in chat, Pinster. I think if you move powers to
Yeah,
trees,
Pinster,
finding
yeah.
items becomes a lot less interesting, and that is true. Like if you do remove the whole codex of power into the tree, I don't think that's the right way. But I think like there could be a mix. There could be a mix of like, well, now just like the two-handed weapons are only in the tree, and like I can spec into that, but also find like the jewelry and the armory and the armor and the helmet and the gloves. I
Right.
feel like there could be a mix, but
So what's your biggest fear after the beta? What are you walking out going like, you know what? Nah. Like what is that thing?
So listen, this is my fear for, like, obviously I enjoyed the beta so much, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And my fear is that once we get to like max level, like when the game finally launches, we get to max level, I feel like it's going to be like Diablo 3.
In which way?
Just with like everyone's rocking the same build, and everybody, like the itemization, like everyone's looking like, oh, this is like the barbarian. Upheaval's the best build for barbarian. I need this item, and this item, and it just destroys Whirlwind. Maybe Whirlwind's good for farming. Like obviously, there's not greater rifts, but let's say Whirlwind's a little faster for farming. Just regular dungeons, like the movement, because like obviously in D3 you have a couple different sets. You farm rifts with this build, and you farm greater rifts with this build.
Right.
And I
Sure.
feel like that, like every barb's just going to be the same, every sorcerer is going to be the same, every druid's going to be the same, and not in the beginning, but I'm saying like a month after release or like a month
So-
after season reset. I feel like there's just going to be that build that everybody uses, and that's what I'm looking for, and we're all going to be like the same. and I'm scared of that.
I think you and I'll just say it. Like I hope you're wrong. I think
yeah.
you want to be wrong.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong too.
And the only thing standing in the way of you being right is the drop percentage on gear.
Right. No, you make like listen. I would love
between D2R.
No, I would love to be late game and let's just say I went whirlwind because I think I'm playing a barb. I'm pretty sure I'm playing a barb.
I am going barb too. After I saw somebody hit for 11 million, I was like, okay,
yeah, I think I'm playing barb. So let's just say I'm upheaval, right? And you're whirlwind, and and it'd be nice to go on your stream and be like, man, I don't know which build's better. Like I feel like I might be better, but then I'm watching you and I'm like, man. Barricade's whirlwind, he's not clearing that much faster than me. I think I'm gonna stay upheaval. But like if I have like my guy maxed out with upheaval gear, I have the best in slot items for upheaval, and then I go to your stream, and I'm just like, holy shit, Barricade is destroying everything with whirlwind. I'll be like, I'm respecking. My build sucks. You know what I mean? Like that's what people are gonna do.
But you just you can't though.
Well, right? No, but I would farm. Like that would be my end goal. I'd be like, okay, I'm upheaval right now,
that's the thing.
But I'm gonna keep farming and I'm gonna find those whirlwind. And once I find those whirlwinds, I'm respecting the whirlwind because Barricade's barb is amazing.
Yeah,
it's so quick, it's so fast. Like that's what I'm doing.
When you say that though, it feels like we're talking about D2 and D3. Because in D2, you can't play Barricade's Hammered In unless you have Enigma. And in D3, you can't play Barricade's Frenzy Barb unless you have those Legendaries, unless you hit them. And the thing that makes it so sick in D4 is the odds are against you. You're probably not gonna. Not for a while. Now, if you happen to, sick. Like, congratulations, right?
Right, yeah.
So you might have an upheaval build that's close to mine. And that's okay because you hit legendaries that coincide with that choice because that's where the game's leading you, right? And then you start to pick up the legendaries like I got for my whirlwind build, but you don't have them all. Or you do have them all and you're like, you know what? It's kind of close. I think I'll stick with upheaval. That right there is what I want. And I think that's actually what you want. You want that closeness.
I do want that closeness. Right? I want to be able to watch somebody stream and they're playing a different barb than me. And I'm just like, you know what? I think I don't know. I think they're both fine. They both work well. I can't tell the difference really. I guess I just want, you know
what I think it's going to be actually, dude? Here's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
You and I are going to be okay. We're going to have good builds. We're going to be clearing the content. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But there's going to be that dude or dudette out there in D4 that has a unique item that's just so much adds so much to the build, and it's not the Butcher's Cleaver, right? Like, okay, so how lucky is that person to have that? And they're just they're on Mars, right? Me and you are on Earth. They're on frickin' Mars. They're doing stuff we can't do because they got that item. And you and I are grinding day in, day out because we're like, hey, maybe we hit that burr rune. Maybe we get that item. Holy shiitake. We finally get it. And it's like, damn, this build's nuts. And to everybody in your, everybody watching, you're like, guys, you're not going to be able to do this unless you hit that unique. Same thing's true. You're not going to be able to hit this FCR breakpoint unless you hit Arachnid's Mesh, guys. You got to hit it. It's like, oof.
So right, I get it. 220 amulet. Sad, right? Pretty rare.
Yeah. It's so brutal, but it's like, that's the chase. It's all about the itemization. It had nothing to do with your choice of your build. It's like the game just didn't give you the stuff. So it's like, damn, I can't play the build that I want. Maybe I'll give up on the game because it's just impossible to hit items so low, right? Who knows?
Right. No,
isn't that kind of nice?
You're not wrong. It is nice. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't necessarily think I'm wrong either.
No, you're not.
We don't know.
We're just throwing ideas at the wall.
We're just throwing ideas
back and forth.
But let's just say, your way. Or I mean, it's not really your way. It's the, it's just what it is right now. What we have right now.
Correct,
and it's not bad. It's not a horrible system. I'm just scared for the end game. But let's just say, I don't know how much it's going to cost to respec. Correct? No one knows. There's
millions and millions of gold.
Well, I've heard some rumors. You see interviews saying that it's better to make a brand new barb than respec late game. And I don't know if that's exactly true.
No, it's going to be true.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, it's going to be true, 100%.
So let's say you're level 60 and you find the new legendaries, and you're so far in your whirlwind tree, but now it's just like, man, do I respect now, or do I just stay on the whirlwind path?
That's the choice you got to make.
I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I see Aiden in chat saying not true. No, it is true. Like, you're going to have, if you show him the website with the Paragon boards and stuff and all the choices that you have, and 4 points per level and gold to reset every point in your Paragon board, that's expensive. The only reason it's not expensive to us in the beta is because we're capped at 25, which is not much at all. Nice to meet you, by the way. Nice to meet you. It gets expensive more and more every single time. Just that's what the devs are telling us.
Ooh, Zayden. He says he's been a level 100 barb already, though.
So he's under NDA?
I'm assumed so. I don't know.
Okay.
You don't know. Like, you don't know. Like,
I'm only telling you what the creators of the game are saying out there.
Right.
And that's why I would say that, yeah.
Yeah, listen. I'm going to be all in. I know you're going to be all in Barricade on launch day. Like, you're going to be there. You're going to be slaying demons. I'm going to be right by you slaying demons. Like, not exactly by you, but, you know, maybe we'll run across each other in the open world.
I hope that we do. We
that would be cool. What do you name it? What are you naming your character? Is this going to be Barricade?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll be Frankie Fresh. So
yeah, I'll find you.
I'll give you a little clap. I'll give you a little clap with the emote when you run by me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
But listen. If I'm ahead of you and you run into that PvP zone, though.
Listen, a lot of people are talking about getting that ear. You can get in line. It's fine, right? There's 2 of them, so you can have fun. Yeah. I actually hope that PvP is a lot of fun. Finding barbs that hit for 356,000 upheavals, and damage reduction in PvP is 93% at level 25. It's like, that still doesn't matter. You still all got one shot. So we'll see how that goes. But
right.
I want to say thanks for the opportunity to chit chat. A lot of good ideas you're saying, and I'm a big fan. Yeah,
I respect you. I love your stream. You're amazing. If you guys don't know who Barricade is, he streams on Twitch.
Not at all.
But listen, I'm so happy you came on. Like, really, I love the conversation we had, and it's making me think. It's making me think a little more about the game, and that's what I want to do.
Well, what's interesting is, like, here's what I find most intriguing. Right, we don't know everything. Aiden does. We don't. But we don't know everything about it. And then when sets come out, how do sets coincide with legendaries?
Right.
How do you make the choice between how does all that, you can't trade sets either, right? So, like, how does that work? Is there a place to chase them down? That gets a little bit more enticing. Yeah.
No, for sure. And talking about sets and stuff, like, who knows? Like, maybe the first season, like on the launch of the game, they don't have sets in. Maybe the first season they bring the sets in, or maybe that's season 2, or maybe season 3 they add the runes in. Like, you just don't know.
Do you think the game looks good?
Oh, I do. I absolutely do. I think the game looks really good.
So how sick would it look if a guy had a Saigon set, leveling set? How cool would that look in that game?
That would look cool, especially like
for strutting around. Yeah.
You make a new character and you have the Saigon set in your stash. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that would be.
I think that's great. Yeah, that'd be great. So. Not bad. Like, again, got to find it all though, right? And that happens after. Again, the one thing is, a lot of people talking about how this is D2, 3, whatever. D2's been around 20 years. D3 is,
for sure.
Is what it is.
And listen,
this is just different.
I love D2, and I was so excited when D2R came out. I've been wanting changes for Diablo 2 Resurrected for a long time. I don't think I'll ever get the changes that I want, but maybe one day they will implement some of the changes that I want.
Yeah, I think that I'm the same way. Like, the world I want will never happen, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, and if I can understand the logic, then okay.
I know you've heard about Project Diablo 2. Season 7, I'm like plugging it real quick, for free, just because I love the game. Like, I love the mod. I know it's not the graphics. I don't know if you're going to be able to get used to the graphics because you're a D2R guy, but Season 7 starting, and man, dude, if you got a taste of Project Diablo 2 and you fought D-Clone in Project Diablo 2 and the Rathma, and you were doing the maps in Project Diablo 2, you'd be like, oh my gosh, why doesn't Diablo 2 Resurrected do some of this shit?
I actually try to play other ARPGs just so I'm not just a Blizzard fanboy. Like, I try to play PoE, Last Epoch, Wolcen, D2, D2R. I try these games. I haven't tried PD2, but everything I watched many people play it, and I'm like, a lot of their decisions make sense. I played BT Diablo, the modded version. That was probably some of the most fun I've had was on BT Diablo.
Okay.
Because It was just different.
I
and, like,
I
little
was
things
watching
just
players stream that. I never tried it though.
right. So I'm okay with it not being religiously D2R only. Like I get out there because I want to know, right? I want to see what's up. But yeah. Maybe I'll try PD2. Maybe not. Who knows?
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. No,
Who
just
knows?
try it. You
Anyway,
know, yeah, you should. I think you should. I think you'd enjoy it. And
okay.
like,
I'm gonna
there's
keep watching. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you could go in the settings too. Like when you get in PD2, you can change like your graphic settings in there. You could make it a little cleaner, a little more crisp. But it's of course it's not going to look like D2R. But
Sure.
I feel like if they allowed modding, like the hard coding in D2R, oh man, I think it would destroy that game if PD2 was able to do that.
I think so too. I think if they get the visual layer, it's all over.
Yeah, it would destroy the game. But you know, maybe one day D2, like I don't think Diablo. By the way, I don't think Diablo 4 is going to kill D2R at all. I feel like it, like I'm going to be all in with Diablo 4, but like if I get bored of a season, if that happens, I don't know, but I'll have to see Endgame. If I get bored of a season and like Diablo 2 Resurrected is or PD2 is like resetting in the middle of a season and I'm not like interested in D4 anymore, I wouldn't mind like playing for a couple weeks on resets.
And that's what I said. Like it's not about you can't have A and B. You can.
Right.
It just depends on when they release the scheduled updates. Like if there's this like everything you just said, I totally agree. I'm putting D2R on a shelf for a little bit because I want to see what the hell's going on with this new game.
Oh yeah,
because it's got
for
me
sure.
by the short and curlies, and I want to know what's up. Right?
Oh yeah, once
Yeah.
once D4's out, like I'm not going to be thinking about D2R at all.
Exactly. But I have people in the community that I want to support, and if they want to play the game, I want to be able to talk to them. Like, okay, still need the Ubers, no problem. We'll get that done. That'll happen still. Like these guys have helped get us where we are, so you can't forget about them. That's number one. Number two is
Right.
like, okay, now they got to understand too. New game out. Let's see what's up. See who else we can help out. Right. So let's check it out. But put it on the shelf for a little bit. Get back to it when it makes sense. There's a lot of D4 to look into, right?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And then you might be right, man. I would hope that you're not. But if it is D3 at the end, oof.
Oh,
We got some things to fix.
well, listen, I think if it does end up being D3 itemization at the end, you know, it's a live service.
How could it
they
be?
could switch it. They could change it.
How could it, the plan of making a rare into a legendary beats D3 itemization?
No,
It just trumps it.
No, I will agree with that. The itemization as we have right now, it is better than Diablo 3, but I just feel like for some reason at the end game with all this like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's gonna feel like D3 at the end game. Like everyone's
Here's
gonna
what
be
I
one.
think.
Everyone's gonna be looking for the same build. Everyone wants the
I
same
don't see
legendary.
how.
Oh.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. If the play loops of just doing Hell Tides are bland and boring, and you can easily crush a tier 100 nightmare dungeon, we got a problem. What I think we're going to be doing is helping each other get better gear to do higher tier dungeons, to get better rewards, and ultimately farm Hell Tides. I bet you that's the thing, right?
Right. No. Yeah. You're
And
not
if that's
wrong.
true, we got months of gameplay. Oh, all of a sudden you don't. Here comes seasonal play. It's like, oh, so I have to choose now. Do I keep pushing my main or do I check the seasonal thing out? And then you check out, this is the thing, right? You get your battle pass. You're like, oh, that cosmetic's kind of cool. Guess I got to play the season. It's like, oh, fudge. What do you do,
Yeah.
right? What do you choose?
Yeah, Dancing Magic says, but D2 people want the same build too. And that is true. Like everyone would love a hammered in because they clear player rate content the fastest, you know? But the
And
Nova
it's not a
Sork's
bad
really
thing.
good. I like two builds. I mean, the Blizzard Sork's fine as a starter, and like late game's fine. But ideally, like you want that OG Nova Sork that just destroys everything, or you want that hammered in.
I do. I want hammered in over Nova Sork, but right now I'm trying
Yeah.
Nova Sork. But
Right.
I hear your point. But we all had to start somewhere to get there.
No,
and I
it's
think
true.
that's the most fun, actually, is achieving the journey, right? Like finishing
Right.
it and finally going, okay, now I can play the Ferrari build, right? Yeah.
Right. No, you're right. No, I hope you're right. Listen,
I hope I'm right too. If I got,
listen,
yeah.
I would much rather you be right than I'm right because I want Diablo 4 to be amazing at the end game.
I don't even know how to describe what I hope Endgame is, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like if you asked me what the best version of Endgame with D4 would be, I'd probably tell you like farming a boss.
I'll let you know what I want Endgame to be like.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let me know.
Listen,
Let me know.
I want at max level. Let's just say I'm max level, okay? And I've been playing for a month. And my gear's good. It's not perfect. That's what I want. But I want to be able to wake up. I want to be able to be like, man, what do I do today? Do I go out there? Do I PvP? Is the PvP balanced? Do I go out there and have fun in PvP? Oh, the world boss is spawning? Oh man, I hope I get that legendary item that I want or need. And then it's like, and then after I PvP, after I kill the world boss, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just go do some nightmare dungeons now. Like, I just want like a variety of content to make me like excited about the game.
Dude, I think you're gonna get.
I hope that's what I want.
If you look at everything out there, that's already true, right? You're gonna have world bosses on different rotations. You're gonna have world events you can participate in. The nightmare dungeons, you got to find a team, but you know you got a great community of people, so you're gonna find a whole slew of dudes to run with. That's happening. PvP's hopefully okay. Like there's not one sork out there that's just shitting on everybody. Okay, cool. I think that's true. I don't know that I love that though. I don't know that that's what I want, because when I think about like what do I like doing in Diablo games, it's killing Mephi. I like doing Mephi runs. I like doing Chaos Sanctuary runs. I don't know that there's going to be a dungeon like DDoS is saying in chat. I want to get away from the double click the node to complete the dungeon. I don't want that. What I want is forget the nodes. I'm clicking on that wall. I'm going to open up the boss room, and now it's hard mode. But if I hand in the 2 nodes to open the door, it's regular mode. Like I want that difficult boss encounter that Path of Exile gave me. I like that. I want to complete that as much as I can in a day. That's what I like to do, and help people get there too if that's what they want, right?
Oh yeah, I love the end game, the hardest mode. Like complete this on. You know, I like the flex. I really do. I like the flex. You guys can't kill this boss. Well, look at this. You know.
Yeah, like I'd like to see like you know, you got players 1 Diablo if he's in the game. Okay, cool. That's no problem. On 2-player Diablo, he gets new mechanics. On 3 players, he gets more health and new mechanics. On players 4, new health, more mechanics. I don't really like phasing because that makes me feel like I'll never be good enough. Like sometimes I want to just like 2-shot that guy, even if it's not like I want to try, right? I want to get as much damage. So like that idea is how I want the end game to be, but that's just my world, right? Doesn't mean it deserves to be in the game at all. But yeah, I hope I'm right, dude. And
no, I do too.
The cool thing is, man, if I'm wrong and I'm putting some English on the game and it's not correct, I still have D2R to fall back on.
Well, not only that,
D3 to try, right?
If you are wrong, at least it's a live service, and they can maybe the community will give them an uproar, and they can fix it.
Oh, dude, the devs are reading everything. Everything people are saying. Like I'm seeing all that, but it's not like they don't care, you know? Like I could see it. I'm seeing the conversations. They give a shit. Oh, I'm telling you, they care. Yeah, they care a lot. But the one thing I think you and I and anybody else could agree on is never ever make it pay to win. It can never be that.
The game will be done instantly.
Dead. I will like get on a soapbox and be like, how dare you, you know, throw away the Diablo partnership. I'm like, absolutely disgusting.
It would be gross.
Yeah. So,
like
anyway, I'm gonna watch the stream. Go ahead.
Even the 4-day early access is kind of gross, but
not really though, because seasonal, right? Not really.
Well, you know, but it's just like, come on, like you pay $70 for the game. It's like, come on, just let everybody get on there and play right away.
I could see that. I could see that choice. Yes, yes, I see that choice.
There's really not like a super benefit because of seasons, but really, like, I'll let you go right after this, and I like to hear what you.
I could talk to you forever. I still want to take over.
I could take over forever. I could talk forever too.
Go.
But let's say you didn't buy the early access. You just bought the base copy, $70, right?
Sure.
And Friday comes around, dude, and you're at work, man, and you're working hard, and you're watching everybody play, you know, that spent the $100 or the $80 to get in. And then afterward, it's Friday, right? And like you finish your work shift and you come home and you're just like, man, I didn't buy that 4-day early access, and I really want to play for the weekend, and I have to wait 4 days. And then, you have Saturday, Sunday off, you watch people play, and you're back to work Monday, and you're like, well, I could play on Tuesday, but I'm back to work. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it's too late, right? Like, they're not going to change what they already did. They already sold the crap. But I don't know.
My take is that it sucks. Not everybody gets to eat at the bowl first. I understand that, and that sucks. So here's what I do. I help the guys out that are lagging behind. I'll help you do that difficult whatever, right? Stronghold, because it'll take me 2 seconds to kill that boss at that point. And so now my personal progression is a little bit slower. Who gives a shit? I don't care. I'll get through the game at some point. So I kind of pay it forward that way. That's what I'm going to do. But
No,
not
that
everybody
is
will.
that is a
But
good
that's
that is a good answer, by the way.
well, it's true. It's what's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, can somebody help me do this core dragon? You're like, line him up, and I'll break his legs.
Oh, yeah, I'll
line
kill
him
that
up.
guy in like 2 seconds.
Yep, we'll have a queue system. If you need help with core dragon, don't care, whatever it is, let's go, and I'll break their legs. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I hope to Christ they fix the party system because it's so busted that needs
Oh, it's bad.
real good look at. How can you call that an MMO when I can't MMO?
I put a big old like in the Diablo 4 Discord. I did like a big old post about like the world boss and what I hate about the world boss with the party system, and that you're letting low levels get in there and ruin it for everybody. And oh man, it was a disaster.
There's things that I think about, but again, like me and you, we have a very skewed view of the game because we don't have everything. We don't see it all, right? Why don't you just get low level players to get a boost, so when they're in that area they can do more damage, and then when they leave they go back to their regular level, so at least this way they can participate in a way that's not diminishing anybody else's enjoyment.
Oh yeah, instead of like cheerleading on the sidelines and watching everybody fail on the boss because there's 9 level 14s and there's only a couple level 20s and 25s fighting the boss.
Right, so like everybody who comes in who's less than level 20 is level 20, and you get like the stat buff because you'll call it the Herodric Hurrah. Who gives a shit what you call it, right? And now everybody gets to get in there and participate and enjoy the fight, because nothing feels worse than getting close and then time's up, you lose. Like you could solve that. You could just solve that. Or the other side, put up the red tape. Oh, can't come in yet. It's like, wait, now it's restrictive because I didn't play enough. That sucks. Let them come on in, beef them up, and then send them out. Then here's the other side, right? Okay, but then what's the chase to get the levels to go fight it? It's like, well, I guess you really don't need to, but why restrict yourself? Go get the levels, go play the game, and then if something's going on, you can be a part of it, right?
Yeah, I think they will. They'll change it. I think they will. Because it's gonna be like this. If they leave it how it is now, you're gonna be like there's gonna be like level 50s, and there's gonna be a level 50 world boss spawning, and then there's gonna be like level 30s and 25s running to that world boss. So I think they will change it.
You want to get into a scummy topic real quick?
What's that?
You want to get into a real sizzling one? What do you think about open trade completely or not? What's your take on trade?
I think so. Obviously, I love the idea of the open trade. I love the idea.
Yep.
But I feel like it's bad for the game. 100% open trade. I feel like D2JSP is going to get involved. Bots are going to go mad, and it's just going to get complicated. I do like the idea though, like if they did open trade but allowed like 1 trade per item, that might be okay. But totally open trade and letting everybody trade the same item multiple times, I don't really like that idea at all.
Here's mine. You want it, go find it. Period.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I like. If you want to go get it, you got it because you got something to show for your effort. I love that. But here's the other side. Last Epoch does it nice too. You get that, hey, you're going to join a clan. It's limited or default, which is limited trade, or you can join an open economy guild. And all those open economy guilds, they participate in this other trade system where everything's open, and you as a player choose what kind of clan you want to partake in.
I did read about that, where like there's a point in Last Epoch where you're like, okay, am I not going to join trade and find, and like I think they said you have like a higher percentage chance to find items, or I enter the trade area and that percentage goes down.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
It is interesting. It's going to be crazy to see how that like pans out.
Yeah. Dude, a lot of heat on that topic.
Yeah.
A lot of heat.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they did a great job. When you put it on the player to make the choice how they want to engage with the content, that's good. But I think D4 is doing a little bit more ambitious things. Hard to say because you and I haven't seen the end game yet, but I don't know how you could all be the exact same build when Stevie gets the legendaries and Frankie doesn't. It's like Frank can't do that. He just struggles. He dies too much. He doesn't enjoy it. He wants to try something else. But Steve doesn't care because he's spinning to win. He's loving it. It's like, because RNGesus looked at him and said, yep, and looked at you and said, nope. And so until you hit those legendaries, you can't become a Chad. And you have no idea how to control the legendaries outside of the Codex of Power, which could help your conversation more than mine. Right. Because there's going to be default dungeons in the game that give you legendary abilities. And if those matter to Whirlwind more than Rend, then why would you not go Whirlwind, right?
You know,
So
you're right. That's
why would I
in the
ever go against
Giga Chad
yeah.
emote
Yeah,
in
I see
chat.
it. Yeah, I love it. It's that chin, dude. It's that chin. But like, why would you ever go against the grain? Because some people just want to be different. But I don't think that holds a candle, really, because most people take the path of least resistance.
Right.
And unfortunately for your argument, which just sucks for me, but it's in the game too.
Yeah. No. No.
Right?
I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I don't want D3 itemization, obviously, in Endgame. Like, that's the whole thing I hate about Diablo 3 is the sets and everything. So
Is
it's
that
going
what
to
you
be
hate about
interesting.
D3?
Oh, that's what I hate about D3 is like, so what do you do on D3? Like, obviously, like, ignore like the power leveling, and then you like the people run you through torment and you get all the legendaries. Like, ignore that. Just the fact that like I go to the leaderboard and I'm like, okay, what is this barb running? He's the best barb in the world right now. He's rank 1 in his greater rift. What is he using? And I'm like, oh, that's what he's using. He's rank 1. I'm just gonna copy that. And I feel like every barb does that.
Everybody does that, right?
Yeah,
Everybody wants the
everybody.
best.
I mean, unless you're just a casual and you don't care, but like, you inspect the guy and you're like, oh, that's the build. That's the build this season. We're all doing that.
Yeah, I hear it. Now, do you think if you could imagine, just for purpose of conversation, if you could imagine the beta with like a third of the drops, did you
Right.
see enough legendaries to be able to make what you made?
Oh, absolutely not.
Would you be able to play the same build? Probably. It'd be less output though, right? It'd be slower.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as good. Yeah.
So think about this, right? Slower completion times, less loot than you're thinking now because you're basing the loot you found off the clear speed you had, which wouldn't be true, right?
Right.
Also, you wouldn't be running dungeons as much because you'd be higher level, so you wouldn't even have like the same kind of things, right? Interesting. It's really nuts, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's like, maybe we're all gonna be like screwed. Maybe we're all screwed. And the best answer to our power creep is playing together.
No, and to be honest, like I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind being level 21 in the second zone with only maybe like one legendary, and I'm like, holy cow, man, I can't go any further. Like I'm getting my ass kicked. Maybe I should lower the difficulty. Maybe I should party with somebody. Like that does sound fun. Yeah, that does sound fun.
I got a solution, right? On a barb, I'm going to try to team up with 3 other barbs. So there's 4 of us so that all of our drops are barb, and whoever doesn't get the drops that they need, or whoever gets drops they don't need pays it forward. Okay. But really, when the end game content comes, I'm playing with like 3 necromancers, corpse explode and everything, because what the hell? That's
right.
too good.
I'm sure that'll
right?
be nerfed a little bit, maybe.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's just kind of being a joke there. But I think the best way to solve the RNG, but you can't trade legendaries, right? Is to just play with other people of your class in the beginning to get more rares that could be good for you.
So in the beta, they were letting you trade legendaries, though, right?
Yeah, which made no sense.
Well, I think they were just for testing, maybe, just like so people could have the power to test. I don't know.
I hope so, because if it stays the way it was, you and we have a problem because JSP floods the market and bots take over.
There was already people on. Like, believe it or not, there's people buying items for the beta on D2JSP. Isn't that insane? For the beta, people were buying items.
I don't think it's insane because the people who are probably buying items for the beta have hundreds of thousands of forum gold.
I mean,
don't really care.
But it's still silly.
It's silly as hell, like, of course, but that doesn't really surprise me, dude. It doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. It's just sad.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I want to be happy for you because you finally hit that SOJ, or you finally hit, like, I hear Frankie hit the Shaco. It's like solid. Now what build is he playing with that Shaco? It's like he can play whatever he wants. It's like, oh, cool, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm trying not to look at the data mine stuff. I'm actually trying to go into it with like a little bit of surprise, even though it's against what you and I do for content creation. Like we should have the answers, I think. But don't you think like it's nice to go on that adventure sometimes?
Oh, it is, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, and by the way, so I see La Dancing Mad in chat, Yo-Yo. Bots were out there in D4. They were, and they've already been reported to the dev team. So
oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, that's thin ice for sure. Yeah.
Well,
that's
hey,
one
man,
thing that. Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate you coming on here and talking with me.
Much love.
I'm so happy that like you messaged me, and I'm happy I caught the message because, there's been a lot of interaction going on, and I just caught that message. So I'm happy that I'm just happy you came on and discussed this whole thing with me. So I appreciate it a
Thank
lot.
you for letting me be a guest. I appreciate it too.
No,
Keep doing what you're doing. You're a good dude, and we'll have to do some collab stuff and get after
we
it and
will
have some fun
for sure. Yeah.
Hopefully it's your face on the mural, huh?
Yeah. Oh, or yours, good sir.
Yeah, no, all you. I will bend the knee, of course. Take it easy. Cheers.
Hey, man. Have a good night, man.
Yep. You too. Yep. Bye.
Thanks. Yo, that was Barricade. Let me change my battery real quick. All right. That was Barricade. Yo, Barricade, thank you so much. If you guys don't know who Barricade is, big streamer on Twitch. She's like owning the D2R space out there. Really cool dude. Go check him out. This is Al Kaiser. Is that how you pronounce his name? Al Kaiser. I've been watching this guy since the beginning, like the Diablo 3 days. Anyway, he played a Whirlwind Barb, and we're just going to watch the video and like talk about the video real quick. If you're still around. Love Alec Kaiser.
Okay, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you my Diablo 4.
So this is his Diablo 4 Whirlwind Barb. Obviously, it's decked out in legendary gear. Yo, I hope Barricade is right, but he is on some heavy copium. Yo, G-Money. You know what? Listen, I hope he's so right. But, you know, we're all going to find out. You know, we're all going to find out. Sooner or later, we're going to find out. I understand his points. You know, I just wish, like, really, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Paragon board and all the extra points, they just, like, make your build. But I just have a feeling, like, as it sits in stone right now from level 1 to 25, I feel like the legendaries you get, that's the build you go. And at the end game, I just have a feeling, man, like, listen, I'm going to be streaming this game. I'm going to be zooming, bros. I'm going to be zooming to the end game. And I hope whatever build I'm playing, if it's upheaval, whirlwind, double swing, like you name it, I hope you guys don't come to my stream and say, oh my gosh, holy crap, look at Frankie Fresh. He's a whirlwind barbarian and he's destroying everything. And I want to be just like Frankie Fresh because he's using the best build and it's so much better than mine. I want there to be multiple good builds. I want you to be able to come to my stream and be like, Frankie Fresh is using the whirlwind build. Well, I'm using upheaval and I think my build's better than his. But no, I don't know, dude. I feel like the end game we're going to be seeing like either 100,000 upheaval barbs or 100,000 whirlwind builds. And if you don't have the gear for whirlwind and whirlwind's the best, that's all you're going to want to do. That's all you're going to think about. I can't wait to be a whirlwind barbarian. If the game is slightly hard and most of the players follow guide, we reached a point where we get guides for each classes before season 1. Yo, Zayden, what's up, dude, by the way? Zayden's my boy, dude. Yo, Luna, you still in here? I saw you no JSP and the game is fine. He was doing exclamation point PD2. Right now, Luna and the boys are doing a GSF Project Diablo 2. Yo, DDoS Stack, what up, dude? You left early access beta, not really liking the game too much. Went back into the open beta and liked it quite a bit, actually. Interesting. So, DDoS, you got into both then. All right. Exclamation point PD2. Yo, Angry Pumpkin, what's up? Yo, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, like, this is the first time I'm trying to, like, shameless plug my stream. If you just please like it, I'd appreciate it. All right, let's watch Alec Kaiser.
That I made.
Let's watch Alec Kaiser.
Like super
with his
strong, but
super
duper.
Strong.
This.
Man, this looks like crap. Let's put it on 1080p. 1 second. That looks a little better, right? Man, the game looks like crap when you're
amount of legendary powers, but I mean,
watching a YouTube video. It looks so much better in person.
Items to play.
KFC sandwich baby.
Or whatever, so.
Yo, you guys see my YouTube channel? My banner, I changed it. It's Lilith holding the double down. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Every time I look at it, I can't stop laughing. Yo, Gymnasium, what's up, man? You just missed Barricade and me like duking it out. about Endgame. Well, we weren't duking it out. We're just having like a lovely conversation about Endgame.
It's basically the barbarian
KFC
running
sandwich.
around.
I haven't tried that sandwich, but
I'll kind of show you my
you named Drew a double down. That's really funny, actually.
gear setup.
So let's watch Alakaiser's Whirlwind Barbarian. He was destroying shit. He did some big crits at level 25.
Type stuff, and kind of why I think Barbarian is probably the strongest class in D4, based off the information that I can see. He's definitely...
Yo, G-Money, you're more excited for PDT Season 7, to be honest. I will be playing Project Diablo 2 Season 7. I'm not, like... I know I will be streaming it, but before the season resets, I think I'm going to start streaming, like, Diablo 2 Resurrected content, just because, like, I did a post on my community page, and like, D2R won. Like, it had, like, 57%, but I'll be streaming both here and there. I play hardcore on D2R.
Not the strongest with, you know, like level 20 with no legendary powers, but as he gets more and more gear, he just exponentially starts becoming more and more powerful.
And that's how I felt with the Barb leveling to 20. When I was playing the Barbarian, I felt like my Barbarian was absolutely doggy doo-doo until I hit level 20 and then started finding legendary powers, and then obviously my guy was pretty good. I ended up killing, if you haven't seen the video, I ended up killing the hardcore Ashava during the open beta on the first spawn with my hardcore Barb. And I was scared.
And a lot of that does have to do with the fact that he
but
gets
we got
these
him
4
down.
weapons. So, legendary powers that I'm using here, and stuff like this, which is pretty generic. Core skill.
See, he's using critical strike damage. I think green gems are better,
dealing,
but I don't know.
You know, this isn't even a max roll. This affects
Zayden
the
knows,
entire
not
Whirlwind
me.
channel. So get your you know, your max buff before you start Whirlwinding, and then you hold down your Whirlwind for the whole time, and you get the full buff through, you know, for your whole channeling
So
duration.
he's using...
then you'll get 50% more damage, something like that per second. Or
I just want to see the gameplay.
Multiplying, actually more up type stuff. Rallying, Whirlwind pull is kind of...
So this is pretty much the build I used. I was frenzy with Whirlwind. I used the 3 shouts. During the Shava fight, I was using Leap to get out of like the crazy like AoE shit that like one-shots you. But I just want to see his... Yeah, I've already seen the build. I want to see him like run through shit. Or is that it? He didn't show much gameplay. I guess he just taunts everything and then just runs through the map.
Over, like, some of the concepts and what I'm using and how this all works. So it's basically just your...
I have seen some nasty crits though on with the Barbarian, like 359,000.
Very smooth spin to win Whirlwind Barbarian. You just kind of spin through the stuff and stuff dies. I have played a good amount of Barbarian builds. There's a couple that I like. That have good legendary powers that synergize with it, so I just think they're actually like legitimately really strong. Will be really strong. But this was... Not only do I think, like, probably the strongest.
It looks like he's using a bleed build.
Definitely doesn't do the most, like, raw damage. I think what I played was probably upheat.
I don't know, guys. I think I'm going Barbarian. I know the skill tree that we have currently. It's this. It's not bad. I just wish it was a little more complicated. Maybe something like... This is an example, and this is an example, just a little more complicated example. But who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get, boys? Yo, that's the end of the stream, though. Thank you guys for coming down, and thank you, Barricade, if you're still here, for coming in and talking with me. Yo, guys, thank you guys. Please like the stream if you haven't already. Listen, we got 11 people in here, and I love every one of you. And in case I don't see you tomorrow, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yo, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Peace. Yo, Zayden. Zayden knows. Listen to